Hey everyone, have I here bring a video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be going over the full details of the Extreme Z Awakening for LR, Kale, and Caulifla. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So yes, the details are in, and a lot of people, I'm kind of just, reading and hearing that they're not overly impressed, but I'm going to kind of give you my take on this LR EZA and just kind of give you a stroll down memory lane that this unit, when it initially came out, was the most busted unit probably of the history of Dokkan because of its mechanic of stacking attack per category ally on the team. And I remember when it came out, I was like, oh no, this can't be right, this can't be real. And albeit that it just became one of those units that I don't know if Dokkan made a mistake but they could have. And anyway, so being that it was such a busted unit when it came out, and it was like the top unit for a very, very long time in this game, we were expecting that this unit becomes busted again with its EZA. But just to kind of give you some a point of reference, that what we've been seeing for 130% LRs hasn't been like overly OP, right? They've been upgraded so that they could be useful, but they're not like technically the best units in the game. So let's look at this unit in and of itself. So the leader skill, of course, the category went up from 130% to 150. I'm not still sure why they really didn't boost up the secondary leader skill. Would have been nice for Battlefield, but that just stays at key plus 4 HP and attack defense 100% for Super AGL. They did add on the 12 key super attack, raises attack for 1 turn, which is going to be beneficial when you're going to be doing the multiple super attacks that this unit does. You still stack with raises defense. That was one of the biggest reasons why this unit was so strong, was its ability to stack multiple times in a turn. And having that 30% stack for the 12 key is going to be very important, because the 18 key, you also get the stacking ability with raises defense for stacking, and it causes mega colossal damage to enemy and then lowers attack. So the lowers attack is added benefit there. It's going to be really, really good for Super Battle Road, but other hard events, maybe like certain red zone stages, things of that nature, might be useful. But overall, in the full scheme of things, in red zone stages, lowers attack isn't all that beneficial. Would have still liked to see the raises attack on there as for 1 turn, so that the 18 key super attack is going to be a little bit stronger versus the 12 key, which actually your 12 key is going to be really strong multiple times, as the raises attack probably can stack once or twice at the most, right? So anyway, the super attacks are fine, I guess. I think the 18 could have used a little bit more than the lowers attack. But here's where the passive skill gets kind of interesting, and where I think a lot of criticisms are already saying, oh wow, they didn't really do too much, things of that nature. So here's my reference or point of view here, is that the initial buff for this unit here is key plus 3 attack and defense 130%. Right there alone makes this unit so much better, because when you think about when this unit stacks 130% to defense, it's like 4 stacks, like 4 supers. And for those who know, when we played Kale and Caulifla, you're just kind of waiting for the first couple turns so that we can stack up that defense and be absolutely invincible, right? So that alone is huge. And then the additional 130% to attack, prior to this, we didn't really have a huge benefit besides the usage of the category allies on the team to boost attack. And now this having additional 130% is really, really strong. Now, I guess I can't say it's 100 additional 130%, because initially we did have the attack and defense 66%. Now you're going to have the additional attack and defense 66%, but only when your HP is 66% or less. I think this is the biggest criticism, and I kind of agree. 66% or less isn't quite what we want to have an HP restriction, where initially, right off the bat, when you start the game, you're not going to be at 66% HP, so you're not going to get this buff. Now, if you get hit a couple times, sure, but it would have been better if it was HP was 66% or more, right? That would have been the better restriction than it would be the HP 66% or less. I hate that. And then, however, you do get an additional attack that has a great chance of super attacking as well. So the full-on buff, the true buff, really isn't a full 130%, right? It's 130% minus 66. So that additional buff right off the bat should have been stronger, in my opinion. And if they would have just left the attack and defense 66% and HP restriction at 66% or more, that would have made this unit really, really, really good. And a lot of people would have said busted at that point in time. But having the less HP restriction, I think, is the biggest criticism, which I guess it makes sense. But again, when you start thinking about the buff, right, the overall buff, you're going to also stack upon the overall buff as well. So that in of itself is going to be very interesting to see how strong or like how quickly can Kale and Caulifla get to 1,000,000 defense, right? Because you're going to start off pretty high. I would say what, like 200 with like support 300. And then once you start supering, you're going to just like boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, you're going to be 500,000 after like the first couple turns. And then possibly even by like the 5th or 6th turn, like have 1,000,000 defense, right? So I guess that if you're really thinking like, okay, we need a unit that can help the Dokkan Festival exclusive Kale, like in the first position, because Kale kind of needs that a little bit in the beginning. This unit's not going to be it. But once you get this unit stacked up, this unit's not going to die because you're going to have like over 1,000,000 defense. And oh, by the way, yes, you have evasion. You have dodge up to 66% with each super attack performed, or each attack performed, not even super attack performed, right? So you're going to get 66% to dodge along with like 1,000,000 defense. This is pretty ridiculously strong. Again, stacking. Right, maybe you're not gonna utilize this unit in the Universe 6 team, right? You might just use them on a Joint Forces team or a Pure Saiyans team, right? So this is a great unit to use because it's on several categories that you can put them in just as a floater position, and when this unit stacks up, it's just gonna be, you know, kind of a like Tech Caulifla. You know, when she dodges everything with Pure Saiyans and I think it's Pure Saiyans and Movie Bosses, or Pure Saiyans and Realm of Gods. This is gonna be kind of a cheat code for down the road, right? Over 1,000,000 defense, 66% to dodge, and can be basically standalone, right? Can be standalone because you're gonna get +6 to key. You're gonna have the +3 to key. And you're not really going to need another unit to back this up. Now, I think a lot of people are just trying to focus on this with the Dokkan Festival exclusive Kale. And yeah, I can see the criticism because it's not ideal for that. But I think overall, this unit's going to be very useful. And you can slot this unit in the teams that it's on in categories and Pepe Gals, of course. Universal Survival Saga, Pure Saiyans, Full Power, Joint Forces, Universe 6, Super Saiyan 2, I guess, Rapid Growth. Yeah, all these teams. Bond of Friendship. Yeah, it's a great slot for Bond of Friendship as a third position, second position for sure. So I like the unit. They didn't make it overly busted, which is fine. Again, these are yellow coin units that are super old, and I don't expect these units to be the best units of the game because, hey, why should they make these older units the best unit in the game? Because people have already summoned for them, right? So for me, that kind of doesn't make sense. But is this now more relevant? Is this going to be a good unit that you're going to be running on a multiple different teams? Sure, I think so. And so I'm not as down on this unit as probably maybe some of you guys are, and that's fine, right? I think if they changed their HP restriction, this would be significantly better. And but I think all in all, this unit is going to be well received and used once people start using her. So anyway, that's my 2 cents, my thoughts. Of course, when you're going to be running this, you're going to be focusing with the the Dokkan Festival exclusive Berserk Kale and Super Saiyan 2 Kale. When you transform to Super Saiyan 2 Kale, you're going to actually link up the best, right? So I think 6 links, and this is like 5 links here. So, but anyway, that is my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think of the Extreme Z Awakening to LR Kale Caulifla. And if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time. Later.